YouTube, what is good with y'all? Welcome back to the channel, man. This is the second upload of our college football journey, man. Today I wanted to go into my settings and just what I feel comfortable with, or honestly, even breaking down some of the things. I feel like some people either overlook it or just don't really understand what each setting means and things like that. Now, this is more of a generic video. Normally I drop Ultimate Team content. I definitely want to drop more well-rounded content on this game. I definitely want to be doing some more Dynasty and some more Road to Glory and things like that, but we're going to be focusing on the settings today. I don't want to get too far off topic here. So if you guys find this video to be helpful or you enjoy, if you're entertained in any way, shape, or form, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe, man. We're not even on the road to anything. Again, I'm just trying to get my feet off the ground on this channel. Any support is greatly appreciated. And let's go ahead and get into the game settings that we do have. Again, this is what I like to run. Again, there's certain things that, people are going to like certain things different than me. So I'm not saying these are the best for everybody, but these are the best for me. And you guys can base your settings off of that if you're struggling offensively or defensively. I'll let you know, what you guys should be doing. So I'm going to move my face cam over to the right here so you guys can be able to see, everything I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and talk about it. There's a few things in game options, and then there's a few things in like visual feedback that we'll go over, but we'll do all that today. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing, you don't really have to worry about offensive and defensive playbook. I just leave these similar. This is more for like practice mode and stuff like that. You can leave that off. That's totally fine. Now, the first thing that we're going to be talking about is coin toss. Now, for me and just the philosophy, typically when playing video game football, you want the ball in the second half. You want to play defense first. You want to force your opponent to basically have to match you, and you have the advantage when you get the ball in the second half. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're scoring, it puts a pressure on your opponent to have to basically be leading going into half, because I know I have a built-in possession going into the second half. That is kind of the philosophy behind that, and why you guys should be picking this for your first choice on the coin toss. That is why I picked that. If somebody feels differently, be my guest, but that's pretty much what I would say majority of people are running if you don't really understand why. Second choice you're going to do is with wind. This is going to help you kick the ball further if there is wind in the game. It just allows you to basically be able to, kick the ball better on the kickoff, especially right now in college, in Ultimate Team, right, in cut. There's a lot of fast cards, and if you kick it off to them, they're probably going to take it back for 6. But when we get more powerful like kickers, or just if you're playing Dynasty, Road to the college football playoff, this is going to help a lot on kickoffs, to be able to kick the ball further to deter people from taking it out. That's kind of why you pick there. Now, kicking, this is completely 100% preference. This is just what you want to do. I personally just do tap and hold. I just leave it like that. Tap and tap is more like Madden, but I heard it's not really that good on this game. I just go tap and hold. It's just what I'm used to when I'm playing college football. So it's easy. It's not nothing super complicated. You just hold it whenever the meter's like. That's the typical college football kicking scheme. It's pretty straightforward when it comes to that. Now, all this is just wear and tear stuff, just settings for like offline and stuff. That's up to you guys. I don't know anything about that. Now, this is probably the most important set of settings in the game. In my opinion, you guys should be running, and I also need to turn off my pass lead increase. Passing type has to be placement and accuracy, or you can do revamped. I never really got used to it. I never really got liked it personally. I run placement and accuracy. I think placement and accuracy is the best, but I also wouldn't hate it if you run revamped. If you're just amazing at revamp passing, do that. But for most people, you're going to want to run placement and accuracy. You're going to want to run pass, slow down, on, off. Again, this is only for offline, so you don't really have to worry about it in an online setting. I just turn it off. Pass lead increase on none. This is just because I don't want overthrows. It's really, at least at this stage in the game, specifically from a cut perspective, a lot of A lot of the like accuracies and the thresholds for the quarterbacks are pretty low right now. I want to avoid overthrows as much as possible, so I put it on none. That is just why I do it. It just, when you're free forming, it just allows a little bit more control and less overthrows, because a lot of times when you do have overthrows, it's going to be a pick in this game, in my opinion. Same thing with reticle speed. That's why I have it on 3. Now, for me, I've always ran it on 3. That's just what I've liked. I like having the slower reticle. Call me old, call me whatever. It's just what I have always liked. When it's up higher, I tend to throw a lot more inaccurates, but on 3, I tend to throw a lot more green accuracy throws, blue accuracy throws. I typically don't really overthrow too much when it comes to this, so that's why I put it on 3. That is just, again, my opinion, what I think. Again, you can kind of mess around with this. The higher it goes, obviously the faster it's going to go. You can kind of mess around with what you like. I've seen people run 7, 11, 20, 15. I personally run 3. I don't think you should go any lower than 3, but anything 3 and up is fine. Just go with whatever works best for you. The next thing we're going to talk about is gameplay helpers. Now, auto flip, I leave this on just because in case I ever want to leave it on, that's why I do it. You want defensive ball hawk on. This is going to help you get the ball on defense, like get picks easier. It kind of helps you like kind of not warp to it, but it allows your player to kind of line up to the ball better, allow you to catch picks better. Catching picks in this game is already just ridiculous. So you definitely want this on. If you don't have this on, turn it on immediately. This is a non-negotiable, in my opinion. You have to have this on. Defensive heat seeker assist, you should put this on as well, and 100%. It's going to help you be able to tackle a lot better. If you have this off, I think the game comes with this off. This is why you're having struggling tackling. You're going to want this on and have it on 100%. Trust me when I say that. That is what you guys are going to want to do. Switch stick delay, I have this on slight. I do kind of like having it on slight because a lot of times when I'm doing defensive adjustments, right, like I'll flick the stick sometimes and then it'll cause me to switch stick because somebody snapped the ball while I'm doing the defensive adjustment, and it'll do a switch stick when I don't want to yet. If you guys aren't switch sticking, by the way, you should be. I'll drop a tutorial on that later. You know, if you're new to college football, if you're new to switch sticking and everything like that, you guys should be doing that 100% of the time. You should have switch stick delay on. You should learn how to switch stick. It is a skill gap. I definitely think it would be good. I would also say turn defensive switches to assist off. This it's kind of like the heat seeker assist, except for when you first switch, it makes your player move slower. You don't want that because a lot of times you'll be out of position and it'll make you even slower, and you won't be able to get to some balls. You won't be able to get to some things like that. And then this is another setting I think a lot of people miss. I see a lot of people asking, like, how do you see your play art? Like when you're on the player you're controlling, turn this on. This is how you do it. I see a lot of times people do that. The reason why I have it on is just because I want to make sure my user is in a zone, or if I want him in a blitz assignment, if I want him to be manned up, whatever the case may be, he's in the correct assignment and everything like that. So that's why I do it this way. That is the easiest way that I can explain why. Now, that's pretty much it for gameplay options. Crossplay, again, is up to you. Accessibility is up to you. I think an important thing, ignore that. I think the only other thing maybe that you could do is like enlarging the on-field graphics. I see some people do that. Again, that is completely up to you when it comes to that. The only other thing I would say that is like different, I think it's visual feedback. Oh, yes. I personally turn my camera toggle off. I only play on the standard camera. I will turn this on if I play like Road to Glory or like Dynasty and I want to change that. But just if I'm playing online and I'm trying to win games, which I think is the goal of a lot of people when they're playing online, I turn it off just because if I'm using my D-pad, I don't want my camera to change because sometimes it gets stuck and then you can't change it and it gets really annoying. So that's why I turn it off personally. And I mean, that's basically it from a gameplay perspective. Again, I'm not going to go into the wear and tear stuff like that. Hopefully you know, these settings and everything makes sense when I'm making sense to you guys, that, you know, we're going over everything and it is helpful for you guys. That's really the main goal of this video, is to be able to help you guys, be more comfortable on the sticks, win more games, and so on and so forth. Now, it isn't going to solve all your problems, but it definitely can solve some of them, you feel me? So hopefully they do help you out. If they do, a like would be greatly appreciated, as well as a sub, my boys. And appreciate you guys for all the love on the channel, again, with the college football content, my boys. Appreciate y'all showing love on Madden. Inspired me to come over here to college football and do the same thing. So if you guys enjoy it, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. We'll see y'all in the next video, my boys. We'll catch y'all. Peace.